And then the star of the show is going to be this feature. Okay, putting my headphones on.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. And here. Well, actually, here I'll start right. I'll start right here. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here, and then I'll click the button and all the stuff, so that way I can at least control it a little bit.
Okay.
This is really cool. First off, good morning, YouTube world. My name is Joshua Coatzen, your overnight success story, and this is the Baby J Show. Ting. I don't have anything yet.
Okay. Cool.
That's
It's a work in progress.
This is episode 2. We'll say season 1, episode 2 of the Baby J Show. All right.
It's not
And
here.
today, and because I'm controlling this wirelessly on my computer, I'm cutting to you for a second, and I'll tell you when. Today, we have an incredible guest. I met him was it a year ago?
Yeah, almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago. And he has an incredible story, and I have a bunch of weird questions to ask him.
Can't wait.
And so I'm gonna point the camera to you. This is Kevin. Hi guys.
All right, pleasure to be here. Super excited.
And here, let's now. I'm gonna go back to me, and here we go. Boom. Okay. All right. We are here. I'm gonna move this so I can put my computer down. Come on, bud. There we go. Okay, you stay right here. Don't go anywhere. Okay, there we go. Cut. Now that, oh yes, now. Oh, and then I can kind of look down. Oh yes, it's working.
Getting
It's
all
working.
the bugs out. I love it.
Everything, yeah, dude. I would prefer to be as raw and uncut as possible. I feel like there's a lot of I don't want to say lies. There's a lot of fake. There's a lot of fakery in this world.
I agree.
I'm not even talking about AI yet, but I
Can't watch anything that you see. You can't believe anything. It's all entertainment these days.
exactly. And
This is
so first off, I want to say thank you very much. I have been thinking about this for a very long time. I is the mic okay? Should I go
Mike
closer?
is fantastic.
Okay.
Run with it.
All right. Well, I'm running. Well, okay. So let's just jump into. Tell me your story. We'll get into like how we met and stuff later, but like, tell me your story. You have. I hope the camera is on your camera right now whenever you talk, because you have only one leg, and you are doing some incredible things in the community, and I want to be a part of it. I want to help you foster a community to help you do what you're doing. So I'm going to shut up and you tell me and them what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I guess you have great observation skills about the one leg thing, but I'm going to take you back all the way to the beginning. I'm from New York City, grew up in Staten Island. Mother and father didn't work out at a very early age. I think they broke up when I was probably 6 months, a year, something like that. Don't really remember them together. But as early as I remember, my mother was with my stepfather at about 2 years old, and we moved into their house. Unfortunately, my stepfather had a son my age that got attacked by a wolf at 2 years old. It completely mutilated his face, scratched it up, tore his scalp off, and even ripped one of his ears off.
Wait, hold on. So your father?
My stepfather's
Stepfather,
son,
okay.
same age as me, had a son, and at 2 years old got mauled by a wolf.
Jeez.
And that was how my life started. I remember growing up, he constantly was in and out of surgeries, probably 100 surgeries as a young kid. Had to put balloons in his head. I mean, had the roughest childhood. And I remember that I thought that it was all about him because he was really in a bad place. And also, hurt people. And although we get along today and I love him to death and he's one of my best friends, as a young kid, he was twice my age, he would bully me every day. And I felt kind of like a victim. I was always struggling. I mean, he beat me up all the time. Little kid stuff, but it seemed so devastating as a kid. And I was in a ton of pain. I didn't know what to do. Um, I remember being suicidal at about 5 years old. I think I told my mom once, and she was like, "Don't say that." And I was like, "Oh, I'll never say that again." And I didn't say it, but I felt it. And I needed to numb the pain. And I got introduced to drugs and alcohol at a very, very young age. I would say 8 or 9 years old. I think I smoked my first joint. Me and my stepbrother, this one,
Oh shit.
we found some weed and we rolled it up in a little dime bag and a joint, and we smoked it during school, probably 6th or 7th grade. And we would cut school in the woods across the street. We'd be high as a kite all day long. And we'd be in a little fort that we built in the woods. And after school, we'd go to Taco Bell and smash 10 tacos. But this is how I numbed my pain. We would drink as much as we could. I'd smoke cigarettes, anything to feel cool, to feel wanted, to feel like I belonged.
Yeah.
Fast forward, when I hit high school, I lost my braces. I used to have a flat top haircut like Guile from Street Fighter. Totally not cool. Acne all over my face, braces. Was not one of the cool kids. I was a super nerd. And high school, I got my braces off, got a new haircut, got a cool little silver chain. My cousin was mentoring me how to talk to the ladies. I was playing sports, baseball. I became a sports jockey. I was one of the best kids on the team. I was in the honors class. I started to become popular. And I created this whole new identity of smoking weed and partying and being cool and having a great time and really living. But it wasn't who I was. It was a mask that I put on to belong, to feel like I was important, that I was significant, that I was valuable. Because inside I felt like nothing. I felt like there was a dark cloud that followed me everywhere I went. I was an atheist. I thought the world was a cruel place, didn't believe in God. And I had no fulfillment in my life. I got introduced to harder drugs, cocaine, ecstasy, these type of things. I would go to school high as a kite. Would go to baseball games and football games completely stoned out.
How could you function in high school like that?
I thought it was a superpower thing. Like I would take a hit of ecstasy and I would go play baseball. And the first time I did it, I went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and a home run with 5 RBIs. I thought it was like a drug.
You're talking to somebody who, like, as if you think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Does that just mean you did a great job in that?
It means I had the best game you could possibly have. I just crushed it. I was the MVP of the game.
Something about me real quick. I would love to know about sports. I don't know jack shit about sports. The only thing I know is that the Super Bowl is happening like very soon.
Yeah.
That's all I know. So was that baseball?
Yes, it was baseball.
Okay, thank you. Jesus.
Yeah, so baseball, the first time I took ecstasy on a baseball game, I was like grinding my teeth and I was like, super dopamines were flooding. I felt like $1,000,000. I got to the plate. I hit a home run.
That's
I hit 2 doubles. I drove in 5 runs. I won the game.
I do not condone this.
And I thought it was a performance-enhancing drug. So I was like, wow, I'm going to do this more often.
I mean, it kind of is.
And I started doing it. It's not because one of the games that I did this, I was doing cocaine before a game. I actually had a grand mal seizure in front of everybody during warm-ups during the game.
Not even like during the game. Like
no, right before the game, we were in Brooklyn at a really awesome tournament. We were on our way to win it, and I'm catching behind home plate, and I was partying all night, and somebody threw me the ball, and then I grabbed the ball, threw it right in front of me, and then ran straight into the backstop, and then started seizing out. All of my teammates and my coach jumped on me so I didn't bite my tongue and chop it off. And all I remember was waking up with everybody on top of me. And when you wake up from a seizure, you have superhuman strength. You don't know where you are. So I literally threw everybody off of me. Like, get off of me. I get up. I got on my feet. I was a little off balance. And I ran straight back into the backstop and then fell all down again. They picked me up in an ambulance and wheeled me away. I hid it from my parents. But the doctors knew they just couldn't tell anybody because of HIPAA laws.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I was painting yesterday and the fumes must have got to me, making up a ridiculous story. But my team wound up winning the tournament in my name. And that's when I knew I really had a problem.
How old were you?
I was 15 years old.
15?
Yeah, 15 years old. I had another seizure doing drugs on the cafeteria table. I was laying on the table, and all of a sudden,
Like the old ones where they
the
have
old
like the
ones with
bench and
the
then
bench and the stools. I literally, because I would smoke weed in the back of the cafeteria. I would do whatever I
you
wanted.
were a menace.
I was a boss. I had a pass.
I was a
from
boss.
I had a pass from the assistant principal that
said
would let me walk the hallways completely untouched. Like, I'm working for the assistant principal. I would cut school. I would go get a bacon, egg, and cheese, smoke a blunt.
A bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Where are you
bacon,
from?
egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. I'm
Where
from
you
New York.
Okay.
And I was in cahoots with all the security guards. Security guards would let me back into the school because I was a baseball player, a football player. I was in the honors class. I knew everybody. I was very, very popular. So I had the security guards on the payroll. The assistant principals loved me. I would go in and out. I'd smoke weed in the back of the cafeteria, in the bathroom. I'd actually hit my bowl on one table, and then I'd blow it out, and the attendants would be like, "It smells like weed in here." And then I'd go over here, and then I'd smoke over there, and I'd hit it again. And then they'd be like, "Something over here." And I'd just keep doing that. And like it was a game of cat and mouse. And I thought it was so much fun. I was so cool for doing it. But I was such an idiot.
How? Yeah, like where did the mindset come from where that you were like, that it was okay to do all that? Like, where did that start?
Well,
And then after you answer that, we do have to see what I said.
oh, yes.
I see, because I forgot
wait a second.
already.
I'm so excited about that.
I'm okay. You know what? Let me just do it now. So I'm salivating. This is episode 2 of the Baby J Show, and we were already sponsored by Who Knew Soda. And let me pull out my phone real quick. You can grab it.
Right.
So I got a message of what to
Soda,
say
Good for you.
for. I got a message of what to say live of the drink.
I'm gonna say whatever I want. But
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna say no. Thank you. No, I told the owner, his name is Dayton Jackson.
Okay.
I asked him, what do you want me to say about the drink? And I'm like, can you just like send me over something so that we're like, I'm not an idiot whenever I talk about the drink. He's like, bro, it's not that serious. When you drink it, you'll understand, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but just give me something. And so then I said, just send it right now. Okay, bye. You know how I talk. I'll say it. This is in caps. This is all he sends me. He says, here we go. Ready? Okay.
I never did this before.
Me neither. I mean, we'll do the honest taste test, but
I'm definitely
who knew
telling you the
soda?
truth.
Soda, that's good for you. That's literally all he put.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
he's like, it's not. All
I'm
right.
happy with this because my wife doesn't like me drinking soda, and I might buy a case if it's any good.
Yeah,
If it's
well,
not good, I'm going to tell you.
be honest.
Oh,
be
I'm
honest.
I'm
So
definitely going to tell
what
you.
this is what I want to say, because it says Irish sea moss. It is a superfood soda. And now we are going to open it up because I have been salivating this entire time.
Okay.
And all right, cheers. Air cheers. Oh, that is so good.
Wow. It actually is pretty good.
Right? Like and the thing is, like, I don't like lying about like what I like and what I don't like, especially like, like when you're on camera, like at this point in life, and now I guess we can talk about the authenticity part.
Yeah.
At this point in life, if
That's really good.
because there's so much AI slop, and because there's so much, I mean, it's gonna get better. I don't discount how good this AI stuff is gonna be, but people in general, I feel like there should be more accountability to what people say, do, and what people, who they are, what they say, and what they do. I feel like that is, there should be more accountability to that, especially whenever like there is such things as like AI that is now providing much more in like the millions of just fake stuff, I guess we want to call it. So
It's crazy. I used to think that Google was a liar. Now I see a video and I have to look on Google to fact check it because AI, you could literally see somebody get eaten by a polar bear. Be like, wow, that's crazy. And then you check, that never happened. If you're seeing about politics, this is one thing, and then you actually see them say it, then you're like, did this person say that? No, they never said that.
Even-
I'm like, you're catching me every time.
Even like we're not going to go
not
too
getting
far into
involved,
politics,
no.
but
It's
the thing is like
ridiculous.
with AI and photo, like not even photoshopping, photo AIing, and like seeing something that you thought was something, and then somebody else generates a photo of something else that, and then now you're like, what is happening?
Think about there's no proof. You can't blackmail anybody. I'd be like, oh, that's AI. Like you can't have text message threads. Be like, look, I could prove it. No, you can't prove anything these days. Everything is fake.
There's something that I guess if I can, there's some. So do you know about the blockchain at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Muscle mentals.
Not crypto. I'm talking
I
about the
understand that.
blockchain.
No, I understand the technology.
Okay.
About, yeah.
I'm excited. This is such a total side
We're
tangent.
going off.
Yeah,
But
like,
we're
and
gonna have
that's
all
what
day
that's what
going
I
about it.
that's what I wanted with you. It's like I just wanted to be here with you. Is I'm excited whenever you can post on blockchain for the authenticity of a photo or a video, and that way you can trace back to the IP address or the
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an IP address in a phone,
The
but
authenticity.
yeah, so you can see who actually posted it.
Yeah.
That's what in my understanding of the blockchain, that's what I understand the blockchain is meant for, because it's supposed to show you where the money goes. I mean is that me? Oh,
No, that's my wife. She's the only thing in my world that's not muted.
yeah, good for you. Look at that, a good man. Also, man, that's also what I want to talk about too.
We
You
have
and
a ton of
Ashley.
things to talk about.
Okay, so let's
It's gonna
go.
be a fun night.
Let's go
Day,
back.
evening.
Night, yeah. All around. Let's go back to you were 15.
Okay, we're 15. I can't put this down.
No, I'm not. No, you don't have to.
I'm just letting you know. I might want to order a 6-pack of this and bring it back home.
Hey, I'll even here for Dayton's sake. I'll give you one to take to Ashley,
Excellent, awesome.
his beautiful, amazing, smart wife.
So I'm 15 years old. I'm doing drugs every single day. I even took ecstasy one day before a football game, and I'm running down on a kickoff, and I'm running and about to tackle the guy, and I'm like laser focused to hit this guy running full speed. I don't see the 250-pound guy that steps right in front of me and hits me helmet to helmet and lifts me in the air and wind up giving me a concussion. So there was so many bad things that happened, but you always remember the good times when it comes to addiction. This went rampant. I went from being an honors student to having 90s grades to tanking, where I had a 55 average, got kicked out of honors, graduated by the skin of my teeth only because I played sports. I watched all my friends and family, well, not friends, my friends go to the colleges of their dreams, went away to college, had the whole experience, which I did. Probably the only thing that I agree about colleges is actually having that experience, but I personally think that if you don't know where you're going and why you're using the degree, it's a total scam.
Yeah.
So I have a $60,000 piece of paper on the wall. That means nothing, but we won't get into that. So at 18 years old, I was kind of sour about everybody is enjoying their lives. I went to a local city college, and I didn't get to play sports in college because when I was 18 years old, I got into a head-on collision with a bus. That's my wife. I have to
That's right. Yeah.
just
No, you're
sure
fine.
everything is okay. Okay.
Say that last part again for dramatic effect. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Oh, here we go. That was weird.
So when I was 18 years old, I get into a head-on collision with a city bus. Completely smashed my entire car. Went from 20 miles an hour forward to 30 miles an hour backwards in a split second. This injured my neck and my back, and I was in so much pain. I got depressed. And I went to the doctors thinking that they might find the way, and they put me on painkillers. This was in 2005 when they were giving out painkillers like Skittles. So I took it for the first time, and I was like, wow, I feel like Superman. I felt awesome. I thought it was the best thing. But the problem with painkillers is you become very, very used to whatever you're taking. If you're taking it every day, you create a tolerance for it. So you first start with 1, then you got to take 2, then 2 don't work, then you take 3, then 4. Before you know it, you're taking 200 milligrams of something that 5 milligrams would knock somebody on their face. And what happens is I didn't know that it was that addictive physically at that time. I was a young, dumb kid. And I remember the first day that I woke up and I didn't have my medicine, and I was sick as a dog. I felt throwing up. I had diarrhea. My whole legs were crawling. I had pains. I was achy. I was in withdrawals. And I was like, what is this? And then I realized that I have to get up every single day and get my painkiller, or else I would be sick like I had the flu.
So was it what? And I'm probably talking too soon here, but like, was it like you replaced like the those other drugs for those drugs?
Oh no, I was doing the other ones too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had no faith in my life. I thought the world was cruel. I was trying to get fast hits of dopamine as fast as I could. See, I work with people in addiction, and we'll get into that, but addiction was never the problem. Addiction was the poor solution to a problem that you had that in result became the bigger problem. See, my problem was I was depressed. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel important. I didn't feel significant. I didn't feel loving connection. I didn't have any kind of spiritual belief. I was dead inside spiritually, didn't believe even it existed. So I was trying to find some kind of joy, some kind of peace, some kind of pleasure. See, we're all addicts of dopamine. That's how our brain is wired. We're all addicts of dopamine. But just because your favorite flavor is different than mine, you might like working out or shopping or sex or gambling or something, cookies. The reason why we do all those things is because it gives us dopamine. We're all addicted to it. That's how our brain,
Social media.
That's one of the worst things. Social media, pornography, they're all fast synthetic ways to get dopamine. And that's why we tend to create a habit out of it, because we're like, wow, dopamine hit. Oh, a like. Oh, a like. Oh, I'm going to watch this video. Oh, I'm going to do this. Feels good. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get dopamine. Some people found a more unhealthy way, like myself, with drugs and alcohol, to get that dopamine. But we're trying to feel pleasure, because everybody makes decisions. Everybody. Every single decision you ever made is from the avoidance of pain or the obtainment of pleasure. That's how we make a decision. And when you get synthetic hits of dopamine, you kind of burn out your receptors to actually feel the joy of life. If you could just take a pill and get dopamine, you're not going to get as much connecting with your loved ones or having a beautiful dinner with your family and friends, because it's not as strong. So you kind of numb yourself out to all the joys in life, and you become addicted to this really high spike of synthetic dopamine. So I was doing everything. And this went on for 5 years. I was building high rises in the city. I was a concrete laborer. I was hanging out 40-story buildings, hanging off the side of the building, working with the crane. I mean, running off on the top of the building with no safety, anything at that time. They didn't have OSHA at that time. I'm literally at the top of a 40-story building, running across things, carrying big pieces of plywood. Like the wind would catch you, and you were trained to push the bottom up and go like this, because the wind is so strong up there that it'll actually make you fly off the building. So like, it's one of the most dangerous jobs you can ever have. Really, really great. You'd have to go like this so this plywood would hit the ground like that. And I'm walking on wood that's not even nailed down. I mean, I was a maniac. I was awesome at my job, but I became such a hazard because I was high as a kite. I would do the job of 3 men, but every guy would be like, my boss would be like, or I became the boss at some point.
Still high? Like you were still?
I couldn't work because I had neck and back pains. I had to take painkillers just to get through work, just so I can afford my pills, just so I can get through the day at work. It was a vicious cycle that I was stuck in. And every single person that I ever worked with, I even became a foreman on my last job. But everybody that was superior to me would be like, dude, I love how hard you work. You're amazing. You work harder than anybody I ever know. But chill out. Stop doing. You're gonna end up dead. I literally fell off a building once and fell into a safety net, and like was hanging off like a 30-story building and into a tarp that, thank God, that I nailed down, because if somebody would have done a bad job, I would have flopped right onto the ground and died.
How high?
Probably 30 stories. I don't remember the exact.
30 stories?
Yeah, 30 stories in the air. Yeah. So, yeah, I lived recklessly, crazy. I mean, I sold drugs just so I can afford my drugs, just so I can party and do crazy things. And it was a wild life, but I was so empty inside. And the best thing that ever happened to me at 25 years old. My father, my mother, they all performed an unprofessional intervention. And trust me, I don't recommend doing this. Get a professional. So they woke me up 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'm scared to find out what
this
an
is where it
unprofessional.
hits. Excuse me.
No, don't worry. We're both coughing. It's
Yeah.
fine.
They woke me up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I ended up becoming homeless. I got kicked out of my apartment, had to move back in with my father. 7 o'clock in the morning, I was laying in the bed with my girlfriend. My father wakes up. My stepmother wakes me up. They wake me up in a fuss, and they sit me down. They're like, "You need to go to rehab right now for 2 years, or you got to get out." And they're like all like yelling at me and telling me what I did and how I did it and how wrong I'm doing everything. And I got really defensive, and I was like, "Well, the hell with you guys. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm done." So I'm all upset. They're like, "Then leave." I was like, "All right, I'm leaving." And it's the middle of November in New York. And if anybody's ever been to New York in November, it's cold. Now I'm in a tank top and shorts. I'm crying. I'm mad. I'm like, ugh. I grab my safe. I throw it on my shoulder. I'm like, "The hell with you guys." I pack a book bag full of clothes. I had like 2 pairs of shorts and some socks and underwear. And I forgot my toothbrush and everything. Like I was just not thinking. I put the safe on my shoulder, my backpack, and I'm like, "The hell with you guys, I'm leaving." And I stormed out the house like I was showing them. I walked about a half a mile to my best friend's house, Corey, rest in peace. He was worse than I was. And I went to his house and I told his mother that my father and mother didn't love me. I had nowhere to go. And is there any way that I could stay here? She said, "Absolutely. You're a delight. You can stay here as long as you like." She cooked me a bowl of macaroni and cheese that night. And it should have been the last meal of my life. Because in the morning, everybody woke up except for me. They found me face first in my vomit, completely blue, unresponsive, not breathing. They called the ambulance. In the ambulance, my heart stopped. They revived me. And then I spent the next 3 weeks in ICU fighting for my life. In this time, I flatlined 3 times. I mean, 3 times they're like, "There's no way, he's done, he's not going to make it." And then for some reason, I kept waking up. This was the best thing that ever happened to me. That doesn't sound like it, right? But like I told you earlier, I was a complete atheist. But in that coma, I felt the presence of God for the first time. Undoubtedly, unequivocally, I know for a fact that there's something bigger than us inside. It was warm, it was joyful, it was peaceful. I actually put my experience in the coma in my first chapter of the book that I wrote, Winning Against All Odds. And I describe it like it was yesterday. It was really visceral. And I felt that love, that joy, that peace that I can't even describe with words. And it was so comforting. As my friends and family are lining up to say their goodbyes, the priest comes in and reads me my last rites. They're like, "He's done, say your goodbyes." They're about to pull the plug pretty much. I'm done. I just woke up. Literally snatched out of the depths of hell. And when I woke up, the doctors were like, "I don't understand why he's up. He's not supposed to be alive. This is crazy. It's a miracle." They said, they didn't tell my parents. They're like, "Listen, don't get too excited. We have no idea why he's up right now. He's not supposed to be. We have no idea how this happened." They said, "Look at him. He has multi-organ failure. His liver, his kidneys, his lung, his heart, brain completely shut down." I was hooked up to about 10 different machines. I had tubes in my lungs, tubes in my throat, tubes in every area. I'm not going to get on live podcast. I was 100 pounds soaking wet. I had gangrene in all 4 of my limbs. They were completely black. Okay, I was 100 pounds. I had sepsis of the blood. My blood was toxic to my body. I was on a breathing machine.
What's sepsis?
Sepsis is when your blood becomes toxic, when your kidneys and your liver doesn't filter your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood holds the toxins. Because my blood pressure plummeted, so there was no circulation in my body. They had to give me a medicine called pressors to keep the blood flow in my organs so I would have a chance to live. That's why all my limbs turned black and they created edema. They were filled with fluids and they were pitch midnight black. So I was 100 pounds. Most of it looked at my arms and legs and they were black like my pants. Done. They said, they tell my parents, like, don't get too excited. If he survives, he's going to be completely brain dead and he's going to lose all 4 of his limbs and he's never going to be the son you once know. Do you really want to go through that? And my parents are like, "You don't know my son. He's stronger than you think." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening to them. I'm like, I have tubes in my throat. I can't talk or anything. I hear them. I'm like, "Yo, stop talking death over my life. I can hear you. I'm not brain dead." And I would go like this in the hospital to communicate because I couldn't talk. I go, It was the only sound that I could make because I couldn't push air through my lungs. I could only make sound with my
That's
mouth.
crazy.
Yeah, it was a really humbling experience. It was 4 months in the hospital. I had to learn how to walk again, talk again, breathe again, eat again, drink again, like it was my very first time. It was learning everything like a baby. Like they would lower the oxygen low enough that I'd have to struggle for each breath, but high enough that I wouldn't die.
So you could practice or something?
I had to strengthen my lungs.
Sorry, strength.
Yeah, it was like being waterboarded for 2 weeks straight. It was torture. I was on a 24-hour dialysis because of my kidney failure.
Kidney,
Yeah.
not liver, kidney.
So my kidneys gave up, and I was on 24-hour dialysis all day, every day for weeks.
And I think I understand what that means, but what does that actually mean? 24-hour dialysis.
Dialysis is basically they filter your blood through a machine because your kidneys are not working.
Oh, so it's all basically every machine was basically trying to just
every
filter
machine was
your
living me. One
blood.
machine was breathing for me. The other one was filtering my blood. Then I had a feeding tube, and I had a diaper. Well, first I had a thing in my
catheter.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I know.
yeah, that's what it was. But I had a catheter in for like 2 months.
Oh God.
2 months.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
It was torture. And then when they pulled it out,
No.
I had to sit there in a diaper
Yeah.
and piss myself.
Basically, have to learn how
And
to
this
do
is
all
the
that.
most humbling experience of my life because I thought I was a hot shot and untouchable. I'm like, wow, I'm really touchable. I had girls that I went to high school with
Oh, take care
that
of
were
you.
nurses that were changing my diaper.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like the doctors were my friends. I had a few friends that were doctors.
So you basically grew up with all these people.
Dude, it was the hospital a mile from my house.
Oh.
So,
Ugh,
like, I remember
jeez.
one time, and this is the most embarrassing.
No.
So I'm wearing a man-made diaper and everything. And it was overnight, and I'm super hot because I'm on all these medicines and everything. And I have the wires coming out of my arms and stuff. And I can't lift this arm. This arm is completely paralyzed. I'm like going, and I went to the bathroom, number 2, out of it, and I started sweating. And I'm trying to get the nurse's attention. I'm like, trying to get their attention. Nobody's coming. Now I went to the bathroom, and I'm sweating. So I'm like, trying to get this shirt off with the feeds coming out of my arms, and I'm getting like all entangled with my shirt, and the thing came unraveled. And now I have like on my face and all over me, and I'm like covered in feces. I'm just sitting there. And then finally a nurse that I know comes into the room. She's like, how you doing? She's like, oh my God, you poor thing. Let me get you cleaned up. And I'm just sitting there in complete garbage, stinking, dirty, like the most lowest I've ever been in my life.
So, coming from that perspective, like you were like you felt so on top of the world,
Yeah.
and then this happens. I mean, I have a question for you, but like what I'm seeing in, I guess, the world, or as I grow up, what I'm realizing is that some people tend to forget what happens to them, and they tend to repeat the same things over and over again. And I'm not saying that you're repeating anything, but what, I guess my question is like, what do you do to remember, so that way that never, like, you don't get into that position ever again? Because
Right.
like, I guess the first question is, have you started to forget what happened?
Well, that's a very good question, and I'm going to give you a little unorthodox of an answer. I have to put my leg on every morning
Okay.
before I take one step. I like scratch my back in the middle of the morning, you know, and then I step into my leg.
I
And
see, that's the thing. I don't even look at you like that. I literally look at, I'm like, I didn't even think about it like that. So Jesus.
I can't go to the bathroom in the middle of the night without finding my leg, putting on my leg, and doing it.
So that's a really good reminder.
So it's
essentially.
you know, where I was and where I am now, I'm so grateful that I'm not there anymore. And that's why I, you know, we'll get into it, but I decided to work with addicts for 11 years. Before I put my leg on in the morning, I have so much gratitude because I'm grateful to be alive. I have a second chance at life. God gave me an opportunity to make all the mistakes and all the challenges and all the problems that I ever had and transmute them into a superpower. See, we talked about this authenticity. I believe authenticity and vulnerability are superpowers, especially in this day with AI. Like, people are going to want real life connection. And when you lead with your brokenness, you allow people to be broken too. You give them permission to be vulnerable, permission to come authentically, permission to come to you not perfectly, because nobody's perfect. I just want to give you that secret. Nobody you ever met is perfect. Not the guy you see on stage, not the person, the rapper or the artist or whatever you see. None of them. They all got problems. But the problem is everybody sees social media posts and you're seeing people's highlight reels and you think, oh, well, I'm not as good as them. You're seeing this much of their life.
I'll do you. I'll like not one up you. I'll add to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I, as well as millions of other people, enjoy. There's this woman. Her name is Bryn, and then this guy's name is Mario. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of their content, but I love whenever their videos pop up, and unfortunately, I'm not going to go deep into this because that's not my place to talk about his stuff. But basically, I believe it was getting out of the military that the guy still, and look at me, like what do I have to talk about this other guy's life? But they put so much of their life on social media, their relationship, and now I think that he's getting help, and they unfortunately broke up. And so whenever I saw this post like a day ago or 2 days ago, first thing I thought was it was AI. I'm like, no, they have too perfect of a beautiful life that they portray on social media, but we only get to see the good stuff. We don't get to see whatever was hurting him mentally or emotionally as a real person.
Yeah.
So that I just wanted to add to that.
I appreciate that. You're absolutely right. Listen, even the life that I portray, I mean, I have so many accolades that I've accomplished and things and people that I've helped, but I'm not perfect. And I'm in pain every single day of my life. There's days that I'm lazy. There's days that I lay in bed all day, that I can't even walk, can't put my leg on. Days that I'm cranky. You ask my wife, I'm a moody person. I'm not happy every single day because I'm in pain every day of my life. But what helps me is impacting other people's lives. It gives me the juice. It gives me the strength. It gives me the courage to get up and fight another day. So like when I was in the hospital for 4 months, like I told you, I had to learn how to walk again, talk again, eat again, breathe again. The doctor, after 2 weeks, I'm praying to God that I don't even know. I'm like, God, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll make a difference in this world. I promise I'll change. I learned my lesson. Just give me one more chance. For weeks on end, I didn't get no answer until one day the doctor walks in, says, hey, Kevin, I have some good news and bad news. The good news is I think you're going to make it. I think you're out of the woods. The bad news is we're going to have to take your leg tonight or you're going to die.
Tonight? Like
right now. Right now. Make your decision. And I thought about it and I was like, okay. Take my leg. All my bad luck was in that foot anyway. So I mean, but at that time, I didn't even think it was real. Like I'm like, I can't believe this is my life. I must be dreaming or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. Like I'm thinking in my leg because I've always been a class clown. I'm like, yeah, take it. I don't even need that foot. I never liked it anyway. And but I'll never forget the day after the surgery when the nurse picked up the sheet and I looked down.
And it was gone?
And I had a stump for a leg. I was like, oh my God, this is real.
Can I ask you a real question? Like, yeah. And I'm not trying to like, make it any sadder or anything like that. But like, when you like,
the soda's so good.
You heard it. Like, obviously with your other leg, you can, see, okay, give me, here, let me pause for a second. For some reason, the middle camera's not doing anything.
Okay.
Actually, here,
listen. We're perfectly imperfect right here. We're letting you see behind the scenes when we talked about authenticity and vulnerability. You're seeing us break out through the bugs and all the things, and we're not perfect either. But we're definitely gonna give you some crazy content. We're not even into the story yet. We just set the setting for all the amazing things we're about to talk about.
Exactly. I'm going to here. Let's just we're just gonna cut that. I don't know why it's doing that. So we're gonna go. Trying to find another thingamajigger. We have two viewers right now.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Two's my favorite number.
Let me just make sure I know how to do this. Okay, boom. And then next, and then next.
That's just live, Josh. It's going to go viral
Oh,
once you actually post it.
there we go. There we go. I think we're good. Okay. I'm I'm grateful that you're working with me here. Yeah, for some reason that just
I get paid by the hour. Take as long as you want.
Okay, so we're gonna go back. 3, 2, 1.
All right, all right, all right.
And I think we're good.
Excellent. Grazie.
What I'll do. Test. I think we're good. I'm gonna put it right here.
So you can keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
All righty. What podcast do you get to see behind the scenes?
Exactly.
He's a one-man show. I just want to give it up for Josh.
Well,
He's doing it all. He's the cameraman. He's the audio guy. He's the visual. He's the producer, the director, and the star of the show.
You do what you can. Okay. Yeah. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay.
Fantastic.
Cool. So I apologize. I guess I was the one asking the
You're
question.
asking me a very vulnerable question.
Yeah. So, this is man. I just don't even know how to say this. Like on the leg that what it feels like to like move your toes.
I'm moving them right now.
So, in that moment, what was going through your head, or how were you feeling whenever like you essentially couldn't do that on the other foot?
I'm extremely offended by your question, and I'm not going to answer it.
Okay, that's fine.
Nah, I'm only kidding. Everybody's offended by everything these days. I just want to throw that in there.
No, it's fine.
No, so right now,
I
I'm wiggling my toes in both feet. Unfortunately, these ones aren't wiggling. I can't really feel those toes right there. But what happens is you've had nerves that have been running down to that limb your whole life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like you lost a leg. Like I'm wiggling my toes on this foot, but there's no toes there.
Oh.
It's called a phantom limb.
A phantom limb?
Phantom limb, phantom pains.
Interesting.
It's not interesting. It sucks because
Okay, sorry.
although I'm wiggling my toes right now, I'll also get an itch between my toes that I can't scratch. Or
Really?
you'll get phantom pain. It feels like somebody put a taser on the foot that you don't have, and an electrical impulse will shoot up your leg. And there's nothing you could do about it. You can't grab it. You can't rub it. You can't do anything about it. You just have to deal with it.
Really?
And it's a pain that nobody's ever experienced except for people that lost limbs. And the only thing that I can compare it to is if you ever got tased. I don't know how many people out there have gotten tased. I have. It feels very, very similar to being tased. But it's tased on a part of my body that I no longer have. So it's almost in my head, which is crazy. And it comes out randomly. There's no reason or rhyme for it. It just happens at certain times, and it usually comes in waves. Like if it comes, I know there's another one coming in 10 or 15 seconds. Then it comes, then it'll come in another 20 seconds, and then 40 seconds, and then eventually it'll stop. But like I haven't got a phantom pain in probably 2 or 3 days, which I'm happy about.
Oh,
they get less and less the longer you don't have it there because your brain starts catching up. Like, oh, I really don't have a foot there. Why do I keep doing this?
What?
Yes.
What's the thing where like your foot like it gets like kinked? Like whenever so I'm trying to find something that like makes sense to me for like the pain of like
Want to touch it?
no, not right now. I mean, yeah, no, we'll not. We'll do it later because I don't want to move the mics. But it's I see that's I didn't understand that. I don't think a lot of people like in a weird way. Like I want to have empathy, for the situation, and I don't know how.
Well, I appreciate it, but I don't need empathy because I am a warrior. I mean, this has just made me stronger, bigger, faster, wiser, more resilient in every way possible. I'm not an amputee. I think my friend Adam Owen, I'm going to give him a shout out. I'm a champutee. I don't allow this to hold me back. I can run an 8-minute mile without a leg now. I go to the gym every day. Well, I used to, not right now.
Well, we're getting
I'll talk
back
about
to
that
it.
a little bit.
We're getting back
But
to
I
it.
used to be, I was at some times in my life in the best shape of my life. I go to the boxing gym. I box. I can defend myself. I climb mountains. I ride bikes. I've done, and we're going to get into this part of what the mentality was when I lost my leg, but it has literally not stopped me from doing anything that I ever wanted to do in my life. I just have to put my leg on before I do it.
Damn.
Yeah. But it shows me how strong I am because things that people can't do with 2 legs, I do with 1. I can leg press
Period.
720 pounds. Leg press.
I'm gonna have to go to the gym with you one time
Yeah.
so I can understand how that like, because we're not gonna go there. Okay, let's. Well, because like, it's like your butt and this muscle and that muscle and like you have to really
sit down and push.
yeah, but there's so many other branches of questions that I have for like that kind of workout or whatever.
This
but,
side
like,
of my leg is completely atrophied. This thigh has no way to really work out, maybe secondarily.
Yeah.
But this leg, if you look at it,
she's thick.
it's a machine. It's like a piston.
Yeah.
This leg is like a pogo stick. I should
Because you've had to put like a lot of your weight on that
Oh
one,
yeah,
right?
I'm always leaning on that foot, which kind of messes me up because it changes my gait and my confidence because of how you stand up on 2 legs with authority. I'm always like kind of like this.
Just putting your
Yeah, because I'm shifting my weight to my real leg. So it kind of there's a lot of psychological and emotional things that happen from that, but I don't let it stop me. It's just another obstacle
So-
that makes my life a little harder, but I welcome the challenges.
So what program did you go to, or what program did you do to then like start to redevelop the thought process of like of all of this?
I went to the School of Hard Knocks, graduated with honors.
Okay. Hey, and if that's the truth, that's the truth.
Well, yeah, I was what's it called? Forged by fire. I had to. In the hospital, I had a bed sore that turned into an abscess, and they kept trying to sit me up, and they're like, I kept going because I couldn't talk, and they're like, stop being a baby, it's just a bed sore, and they keep doing it. No, don't do that. I couldn't make any noise, and they finally did like whatever scan they did. Oh my God, you have an abscess the size of a tennis ball in your glute in your left hand side. They had to remove it, suck it all out.
Oh.
And it was one of the most painful things because when they changed the wound, the dressing, they would have to stuff it with gauze and then they'd have to change it twice a day. And when they change it, they'd be pulling out gauze like a magic trick,
Oh,
like a magician pulling out a scarf out of a hat. It was just like red scarf coming out for 100 feet. And it was just so painful. So
But you couldn't say anything.
I couldn't say anything. Couldn't make any noise because I had tubes down my throat. But I now have like half of my glute on my left side is missing. So I have an indentated,
Damn, dude.
you know.
Oh man, you are literally like you said, you're a warrior. Like that
Yeah.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
So let's go back. So back to where we were. I'm trying to remember. Jesus, where? So okay, so you well, I mean, so you I guess I'm gonna go back a little bit so I can get to where we were, and then you can like help me here.
So I'll just
So-
enjoy my soda as you do that.
You woke up. Now you were at your friend's house.
Yeah.
And woke up. That event took you to the hospital where you were there for 4 months, and in that 4 months, then the doctor said that you needed to take. They needed to take the limb.
Yes.
From there, then I think that's where we stopped. So where are you, personally, professionally, mentally, like after that happens?
So after the 4 months of the hospital, and I just want to bring back to tell you how devastating drugs are to people. My best friend Corey was the funniest, coolest kid. He was the prom king of our graduating class. one of the coolest kids I ever met. But he burned every bridge through his addiction that he had nobody left. In fact, when I was dying on his floor and his sister and his mother were like kind of getting me together, his addict mind, and it wasn't him, it was his addiction, was, oh, let me check his pockets in his safe to make sure that I get all the money and the drugs that he has because he doesn't need it. You know, like that's how deep it gets. Changes people's lives. Like if you have a loved one that's struggling with addiction, you're not talking to your loved one. You're talking to somebody that I think is spiritually has an attack on their life, and they need to remove that for you to be able to really, really get into helping that person, because you're not talking to that person. You're talking to their flesh. You're talking to a disease, and it's really, really struggling. So fast forward, it took me 4 months to get out of the hospital. When I got out of the hospital, I was about 120 pounds. I had complete atrophy and nerve damage in this hand. I mean, it was skin and bones. My hand was like this. I couldn't move my hand. They told me I'd never be able to move my hand again, and I was a righty. On top of that, this shoulder couldn't move, so I couldn't lift this arm, but I can use this hand. So I would take this arm to pick up this hand to do everything. I had to learn how to do everything lefty, and I had to use two arms to use this hand because this arm wouldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me so many limitations, and one of the biggest takeaways I want you to get from this interview, this podcast, is don't let anybody ever tell you what you can and cannot do. Your only limitations are your mindset and your faith. Because the prosthesist and the doctors told me it was going to take 2 years to learn how to walk. When I heard this, I was pissed off. I left that office in a wheelchair as about as fast as you can roll out. And I was determined to get past that. I was like, oh, I'm going to show you. I had that kind of mentality and mindset, like, watch me. So I went home and I practiced. I mean, the first day that I got home from the hospital, it took me 30 minutes to get up a flight of stairs with help from my loved ones. But by 2 weeks, I walked back into that office completely unassisted. No walker.
2 weeks?
2 weeks was walking. They told me it's going to take 2 years. I was walking in 2 weeks. I walked into the office with no wheelchair, no cane, no nothing. The nurses and the aides tried to touch me. I'm like, don't touch me. I'm going to do this my way. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't walking well.
Yeah,
I was like,
you were doing
"Ew."
it.
Yeah, I was like showing you, like, I'll show you, watch me, in your face kind of thing, because I still wasn't very mature at that age.
What was it, like 26?
I was 26, yeah. I was trying to show all the haters that, you know, because there was a ton of rumors that I was smoking crack and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm this and that. It's like, it's the game of telephone.
Yeah.
So nobody knew the real story. I kind of posted on social media, tell everybody I was okay. And 2 weeks I was walking, and within 2 months, I videoed myself running.
2 months.
2 months I was running.
Wow.
But at this time, my arm's still not working, so I'm like running like this, and like,
Yeah.
you know, I can't really move, but I'm running. I was like, you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. I'll show you. And then I went to the neurologist, and they're like, well, we have bad news. Your completely nerve damage is done. You're never gonna be able to move your hand again. And I'm like, what? Like, I've been moving this hand my whole life. What, are you kidding me? Again, I'm the same energy. I'll show you. Went home and I talked to my hand every single day like a crazy person. And I want you to visualize this. Like, have you ever seen the movie Kill Bill?
Yes.
When she's sitting there and she's like, wiggle your big toe. That was me, but with my hand. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to my hand. I'm like, come on, we've been doing this our whole lives, just move. And for 9 months, like, I had to learn how to do everything lefty. And I want you to think about this. Try to brush your teeth with the other hand. Try to do anything. I'm not going to get into anything vulgar, but try to do anything with your hand that you don't do it with.
I'm left-handed.
Yeah, so try to do it with your right hand.
I was just thinking about it. Like, it just feels
it's
weird.
So weird. They actually say to do that for neuroplasticity, start building the pathways in your brain, but you'll brush your teeth without even thinking about it. Try to do it with the other hand. It's like a chore. Mm-hmm. So at this point, I could do everything with my left hand, but my right hand's not working. I'm like, I'm not going to accept this. And everybody's looking at me like, well, you're kind of losing it. You know, you're talking to your hand. I'm like, it's going to move. So I'm like, I'm not going to stop. I got no job anymore. I got no purpose. I was like, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to stop until you move. And after 9 months of talking to it, I'm looking down, talking to it. My finger wiggled. I'm like, that's all I need to know. I mean, if I could do that, I could do much more than that. So I start getting my finger to move, and then my hand, and then I'm squeezing it, and I'm moving it. And like I had no muscle in this hand because I haven't moved it in 12 months.
Yeah.
So like I would start and just use gravity for my wrist, and I would just keep it this way. Sometimes I use a little bit of gravity, but I'd start this way. Then slowly I started moving my hand backward, and then eventually my hand just got too heavy to move. So eventually I had to just use gravity to strengthen the muscles. And then eventually I started using soda cans, like stupid little things. But now I have about 90% of my usage of this hand. I can't like give a really good thumbs up or the flip a bird to anybody, but I'm
that's a
grateful for that.
blessing. That is
Yeah.
a
It's still a little numb, and I can't like I could text a million miles an hour with my left hand, but I can barely even hold my phone with my right hand.
How long ago was this?
I went into the hospital 11/22/11. For those of you that are into numerology, think about it. 11/22/11
Oh, I mean, yeah,
is the separation, is the midpoint, the changing point of my life from my old life to my new life. It's completely symmetrical. It was the day
That's
that
crazy.
changed my life. So that was 11/22/11. So that was 14 years ago.
So, on the topic of like you getting the movement from your hand, so like at what point was it like 50%?
I mean, it was 50% for like a year. I would say probably around.
Like, did it take like a year, 5 years to get to 50%? Like, because you were really working on this,
No,
right?
9 months I started using it, and then I would say for the next year, I worked on getting it to 90%. Like I don't know exactly where the transition happened, where the
That's
milestones were,
crazy.
but it took me about a year of occupational therapy, physical therapy, after having it being able to move till that it actually started working.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was no like overnight kind of thing. It was just persistence and consistency and never giving up and having the faith and the mindset to say, listen, I don't accept this. I'm not going to stop until it's better and where it's functional, that I say it's okay.
Jeez. I mean, that's incredible. That's really incredible. I honestly, I know we barely touched on this, like, because where I met you was you were doing a speaking engagement.
Yes.
And and so in that speaking engagement, it was meant to do like a 7 to 8 minute speaking gig and like doing practice for that speaking, like for your story. And you did a really good job. And that's whenever I started hearing your story, because clearly like that's where you're pulling it from. I didn't know, like, because I'm aware, like I've seen you, but like until today, like I had no idea. Yeah, no, literally no
Well,
idea.
there's only so much you can fit in 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, true. and that's why I'm happy that we're doing this. That's why I'm
Yeah.
happy that we're friends.
Yeah.
Side
Very
note,
grateful for our friendship. You're a good man.
thank you. You too. And one of the reasons why is a little side note. I love your family. I hope that they see this. If they're live, they're not live. I didn't send it to them. It's fine. But I hope you see this. Your family. I believe stepfather, right?
Yes.
Mother.
Yes.
Sister.
Sister-in-law, yes.
Sister-in-law. Yeah. And then brother.
Two brothers.
Two
yes.
brothers. Yeah. They are just. They love you so much, and they're such good people. So I just wanted to put that out because I
made it.
I just want to say thank you, like, and thank you for inviting me to that too, just because like, that's an intimate thing.
Yes.
Like it was a holiday party, and again, I was just so grateful, and I wasn't gonna go. I think I told you already, but I'm like no, like I'm tired. Like it's I'm getting older. It's late. I'm trying to build a business, and then he texts me and he goes, "Want you to meet my mom," and I'm like, "Shit."
All right, suckered him into it.
All right, I'm going. And again, it was a beautiful time. So thank you.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah. So anyway, keep going.
So I want to tell you even crazy. When I was in the hospital, my stepmother, who was my biggest fan, rest in peace, she had stage 4 cancer, but you wouldn't even know. She sucked it up to take care of me, and she was there every single day. You would have thought she was 100%, but she had stage 4 cancer, lymph nodes, liver, kidneys. It was spread through her whole body, and she just sucked it up. She's like my son, and she treated me like her son. She was my second mother. she sucked it up and she like took care of me as hard as she could. Although, as well as my mom
Mm-hmm.
and my stepfather and my father, they all stepped up. They were taking rounds, and I'm so grateful. If it wasn't for my support team, I wouldn't be here today. They're so incredibly supportive, loving, caring. They love me. They care about me more than anybody in this world. And actually, me having this accident brought everybody together, which was nice. I could tell you a ton of funny stories if we have time.
Yeah. Give me one funny story.
Okay. So I couldn't drink or eat anything for 2.5 months because I had tubes down my throat. Finally, they took the tubes out of my throat. I had a big hole in my throat. And I was walking with, they did
Yeah.
plastic surgery, so you can't
Really?
see it. Yeah, they had to, it was like you could fit a golf ball on it.
Oh my God, that's
But
crazy.
yeah, because I had a
Is that how you have the sexy voice?
Yeah, I can't hit
Is
high
that what?
notes. I
Well, is
can't
that
do
why you? But you have
Yeah.
a deep voice. Did you always have this voice?
No, it actually came because of the smooth muscles in my throat and having to retrain my voice.
Okay. Anyway,
So I had a huge hole in my throat, and I was working with the speechologist, and they were like, "Under no circumstance do you give him any to drink or eat. He can die. He can swallow and aspirate and die." But like, I didn't drink anything for 2 months or anything like that. So I would like sucker my mom and my dad and my stepfather and my stepmother to like when they were just helping me by themselves. I'd be like, "Give me that." Like, I'm just starting to like speak a little bit. I'm like, "Put that sponge in the water so I can wet my mouth. I have dry mouth." So like I would give it to them and they would throw the sponge in my mouth and I would clamp on like a snapper turtle, like, and I would suck the sponge dry. And I was placating themselves against each other. Like, my mom gives me 2 sponges. My dad gives me 3 sponges. And then one day they had Gatorade. So I said, dip the sponge in the Gatorade. So I'm like, oh, they're like, I can't do that. I'm like, my mom does it. So they're like, oh, okay, your mom does it, your dad. And I'm doing it, saying the same things to them. So I'm like dying. I haven't ate anything in 2.5 months. I haven't drank anything in 2.5 months.
oh my.
I'm seeing
God.
people. They had Thanksgiving in the ICU. And my father has a family of 100 cousins, aunts, uncles. They're all meeting in the ICU meeting. The sign that said no visitors after this hour meant nothing to my family. They were there 24 hours a day. They were bringing whole turkeys and plates and having
That's a nice
Thanksgiving
family,
in the
yeah.
ICU. I mean, we're very, very close. So that meant nothing. There was no rules. They couldn't tell us to do anything. So get back to the story. They're dipping the sponges in Gatorade, and I'm
Yeah.
clamping on. I'm like, and the first time that I tasted Gatorade, I should have got it on film and got sponsored by Gatorade because I would have made $1 million. I mean, I thought I had an orgasm. It tasted so good after having nothing for 2.5 months that I was like, oh,
I believe you.
so good. But one day, my dad's sitting there, and the speechologist takes off the gauze, the dressing on my neck, and there's red stuff coming out of my neck.
Was it the red Gatorade? It was the red Gatorade.
Yes, and she starts freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my
blood.
god! He's bleeding! Oh my god! This is bad!" She starts calling doctors in, and me and my dad are sitting there like 2 little guilty kids in the principal's office, like, we gave him Gatorade, and my dad's a big, tough gangster guy. And she's screaming at my dad, and my dad just has to eat it.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there with like 2 guilty kids. And it became known as Gatorgate.
Gatorgate.
Because
Oh, that's
like we did
funny.
it on the low, the DL, sneaky little thing that we did. But they reamed us out, and they said, never again do you do that. You could have killed your son.
Oh.
There was another time that my stepfather, I didn't take a shower for like 3 months, and he got all proud because they were giving me sponge baths. So I couldn't
Oh,
get out
okay,
of bed.
okay. I'm like, they weren't taking care of you, but
they
no.
were shaving me or whatever.
Okay,
It was
okay.
miserable. He's like, I want to help you take a shower. So he goes home, gets a swimming trunks, and he's an older man. He's like 60 years old this time, maybe a little taller. He was a fireman. Like, he saved lives. He was in 9/11. Like,
Oh,
he's
wow.
a really good man. He throws me on his shoulder, and like I'm 150 pounds at this time, 140, maybe 130. But he throws me on his shoulder, and he's giving me a bath on his shoulder, holding me up
Oh.
and washing me. And like, he's so proud of yourself. I'm so thankful and everything. And the nurse comes in, and my stepfather says, yeah, I put him on my shoulder, and I took him and I gave him a nice quality shower. The nurse like, why did you do that? You could have just taken him with the wheelchair and wheeled him into the disability shower and let him just take a shower there. I'm like, oh, they're such idiots.
No, but that's really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so blessed and honored. I grew up, looking back, hindsight 2020. I grew up with two loving mothers, two loving fathers. I had the best of both worlds, and all four of them really created me in different aspects of my personality, my morality, my integrity, my work ethic. So I'm really, really grateful.
What's the saying where it says it's like something is wasted on the youth? Like I don't know what it is, but like I kind of feel like that. Luckily, nothing nothing like that happened to me. I did get into motorcycle accidents and and I almost lost my right leg and stuff like that. So like I understand from that perspective of being stupid.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the saying
Energy
is.
and time is wasted on the youth, I think.
Is that what the? Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. It's a better thing than that. But also, I also seen some other thing that it said that when we're younger, we waste our health to make money.
Oh, yeah.
And then when we're older, we waste our money to get health. So why didn't we just focus on our health from the beginning?
Yeah.
We spend thousands of dollars when we get older to pay for our health when we could have just took care of it in the first place. So we keep getting sidetracked. There's a million different things we could talk about.
No, and that's okay. Now, I wanted to get, I mean, a lot of this is the meat, but I want to get into the meat of like, you and I started, like we met each other and I loved your story and I started to understand like this mission and you, I don't want to say this incorrectly. You are in finance, correct? Is that correct or not correct? Like
It is correct. I'm in finance. I have a financial brokerage with me, my wife, a few of my partners. I'm in business with Marshall Faulk, the Hall of Fame NFL running back from the 1990s, 2000s.
Well, and the reason why I bring that up is because like you are utilizing that as a vehicle.
Yeah.
And that vehicle is to raise funds for an IPO.
IOP.
Son of a bitch.
I knew you were going to get it wrong.
IOP. Am I saying it wrong this whole time?
Yeah. Intensive outpatient program.
Oh, IPO. What? Oh. I
IPO
said
is
it
what
right.
you have in stocks.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, whatever. That's not the same.
You just got it wrong anyway.
Okay. IOP.
Yeah, IOP.
Okay. Can you explain to me what an IOP is? And because I think intensive outpatient program.
Correct.
And why you're doing this, because I think we kind of understand collectively why you're doing this, but like there's this big mission behind it, and I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah. So there's two reasons why I got into the addiction space. Three reasons, really. The first reason is the 12th step is to give it back, because recovery is something that you can't hold on to unless you give it away. Because addiction is a very selfish disease. It really is. It means it's when you're so self-centered in your own problems that you're focused on your own pleasure and your own relief and your own this and your own that. It's a very selfish mindset. And I'm not saying it's wrong, because people go through traumatic experience. I don't care if it's molestation, rape, struggles, pain, all these things. People medicate themselves through addiction. But what it is you focusing on yourself and getting that pleasure. That's why they say selfless service to others is the opposite and the cure to addiction and depression. Because when you take the focus off of you and put it on other people, now you're not thinking about your pain. Now you're not thinking about your pleasure. You're thinking about helping other people. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I made a promise to a God that I didn't even have a relationship with in that hospital, that if you get me out of this, I promise I'll make a difference in this world. And I never forgot that. And thirdly, and I'm going to get into this when I was talking about my stepmother, because I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
She had stage 4 cancer. She sucked it up. Immediately when I got out of the hospital, she started declining rapidly. And this was in April of 2012. My birthday of that very year, May, June, July, August, September, full 5, 6 months later, she died on my birthday, October 2nd. I was out with my brother, I was out with my father, we were having dinner, and she died. And when we went to go to the hospital to say to her, she got very, very spiritual, and she's like, I've been talking to God so much, and he's been talking to me, and he said that he's going to use all of this for good. He's like, you have no idea what future and what impact you're going to make on people's lives that are struggling with the same things. She made me promise on her deathbed that I was going to take all this pain, all this adversity, all this struggle, and utilize it for good to help other people that are struggling with the same pains, to pull them out of that fire, to help them overcome that, to give them the strength, the inspiration, and motivation to say, if I did it, you can do it too. She also promised me to write a book at that time, and I'd never written more than 2 pages in high school, something that somebody probably already wrote for me at that point. And I'm like, I'm crying. I'm like, I promise I love you. I promise I'll do this. And she passed away that day. And it stuck with me. And I said, I have to make this useful. I have to make sure that this didn't go all to waste. So I started writing on my own a book. It took me about 8 years to publish my book, just writing scraps and getting a coach and doing all these things. But like a year of focus time. But for 8 years, I'm just writing things and writing things. And I remember about 3 years into it, I was so sick and tired of hearing about my friends and family members and people that I knew overdosing from the opioid crisis that I wrote my story to the newspaper. And within 30 minutes, the editor emailed me back. They're like, this is amazing. I really, really want your permission to put it on the front page of the Sunday Advance. So they came over, they took my pictures, they published my story on the front page of the Sunday Advance in Staten Island, and it went viral. Hundreds of thousands of people seen it. They read it. It was amazing. I had organizations reach out to me. And everybody wanted me to speak at their events. And at this point, I never spoke before. I never did anything in this realm of giving back. So I said yes. I had my both of my promises in my head. I'm like, this is my chance. So I went to a Scared Straight event with this woman, Alicia Reddy. She was the addictions angel. She would speak to 500, 1,000 people in the local area, the local communities, the local schools, and she would do these Scared Straight programs. She asked me to speak at her event. I said yes. First time I'm ever speaking in front of stage. I probably spoke to 20 people in front of a class before. It's probably the most I ever did, and I still didn't like doing that. So I pulled up the courage. I'm like, I'm going to do this. It was my turn to speak. I had a crumpled up piece of paper. I had my glasses. My glasses were fogging up because I was sweating balls. I was up there with my piece of paper, and I was reading from the paper, stuttering through the whole thing, heart going 100 miles an hour, sweating profusely, thinking I'm going to die in front of everybody. But I got through it. And at the end of my speech, I got a standing ovation of probably about 500, 600 people, clapping, standing ovation, screaming, whistling, woo, yeah, it's amazing, yelling, ranting, and raving. And when I got off the stage, I would say about 100 people lined up to tell me how my story resonated with them and touched them in a personal way. Whether it was they were struggling with addiction and they made the decision to stop, or they made the decision to get an intervention for one of their family members, or it really, really shed light on what addiction was all about and to be able to connect and understand another person that they know that was struggling with addiction. And it was the highest I ever felt in my whole entire life. It was the first time that I got natural endorphins, natural dopamine, serotonin flooding through my whole body. And I felt like I did something of purpose. I was like, wow, I could have been doing this whole time. I've been doing drugs like an idiot. Like I could have been making an impact in this world and like really having purpose in my life. And in that night, in that moment, I decided to dedicate my life to saving hundreds, thousands, millions of people from addiction, mental health issues, traumatic issues. So I literally made my life about helping other people at that point. I got certified as a life coach, a recovery coach, a drug interventionist. I started volunteering in the hospital, talking to amputees, people that just overdosed, doing things in the news and working on videos, doing interviews, documentaries, podcasts, really focused on my book. Started at that point, really decided that I wanted to be in business for myself and I wanted to really, really give back. Because at that time, I just started going back to school. I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a nurse practitioner. And I ended up going through school. I got my bachelor's in psychology, which I'm so fascinated about how the mind works and how people interact, especially behavioral psychology, because a lot of the things we do, we're kind of just set up. It's the environment, it's people's cues, things that they do, the people positive reinforcement, negative punishment. I mean, most of what we do, we're kind of brainwashed into doing, and we don't even realize it subconsciously. But that's a whole nother story. So I started becoming a self-development junkie instead of just a junkie. I've read well over 300 books on self-development, autobiographies, biographies, anything that I could do to learn to become better. And I started getting really, really hungry for knowledge that I can incorporate and create a whole nother style on how to help people. And I've been a coach. I worked for the Addictions Academy. Dr. Callie Estes mentored me. She's the female celebrity addictions coach. I was one of her best coaches, one of her best sober companions. I traveled the world, living with super famous, super wealthy people, living in their house, detoxing them and helping them overcome their addiction in confidentiality, in privacy, in the comfort of their own home. One-on-one, multifaceted, customizable approach to help them really, really overcome their addictions. I learned so much from her. I was a trainer and a facilitator for her school. I taught the recovery coaching certification. I taught the intervention. I actually helped write the life coach curriculum for her school. And I had so many different, not only me, but students that learned my modalities and what me and Dr. Callie put together. And I worked with them very, very closely. Not only did I have my private clients, but I taught people how to be coaches. I had the sober companion clients that I worked on one-on-one intimately in their houses. I've been to Hawaii for weeks, been California, Texas. I mean, I can't even tell you.
Wherever they are.
Yeah, wherever they lived, I lived with them and I walked with them in their lives. I mean, I remember one client, we went skydiving because he was afraid of heights. And I said, let's face your fears.
Wow.
And we jumped out of a plane together.
Wow.
You know? Because like I said, addiction is not the problem. It's a solution to a problem that becomes a bigger problem. And we figured out the root causes of like how they got there and started there instead of started with the addiction. Start with the root, rip it out from the root. And
I mean, that's what
really
you're
my
supposed to
philosophy.
do.
Yeah, that's really my philosophy, is figuring out the underlying causes of why people do what they do.
Mm.
Like you mentioned, I'm in finance, but I'm not in finance for finance. I'm in finance to help people create their dream life. I'm in finance to help you fund the dream and the passion that you have in your heart. I'm in finance to help secure your family's legacy, their generational wealth, that you break the curse of poverty in your bloodline. You are the deciding factor. You change the bloodline forever, because I want to help you set something up where the rest of your bloodline is safe. The rest of your bloodline has money. You're not in poverty. You're not poor anymore. And then they always say that money is the root of all evil. It's not. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money just multiplies what it's in your heart.
Exactly.
So I want to put tons of money in the hands of people that have good hearts, that want to help people, that want to save people, that want to impact the world, change the world, give to people, be generous. I want to have a crusade, and I have people coming along, and I'm always welcome for collaboration and partnership. But like, we're in a movement to help 100 million people. We're in a movement to put the money in the hands of the people that are going to change the world, that are going to do it with integrity, with character. I don't work with people that I don't think have integrity and character. I don't care if you made me $100,000. One bad apple can change the whole orchard. So like, I'm really intuitively looking for the right people to help, to partner with, to collaborate with, and also for men to become leaders in their families, to provide and protect for women and children. I think we are the front line, and I think we need to start acting like men and really providing that safety. And it's not just financial, it's just not physical. It's emotional, it's mental, It's a safe place. People think masculinity is like walking around like a tough guy. No, it's having a frame, a container to allow women and children to be women and children. To have feminine energy is so beautiful and flowing, but it needs a security container to be as beautiful it is for what it is.
You're really good at this. Like, I can see that you've, excuse me, I can see that you've thought very deeply about this. Um, God, where I want you to talk to the world. Like, I want this. Like, where do you see yourself right now in like, do you want to, excuse me, do you want to be on stage? Do you do you want to focus on one thing right now, or do you want to try and do a couple different things, diversify, like be on stage, like talk about your book, like where are you?
It's a great question. And people don't really understand what I do. They're like, oh, you do addiction, oh, you do finance. No, my company's called True Warrior Success because I think it's a conglomerate of everything. Success is not about money. Success is not about health. Success is not about making an impact. Success is creating a life that ripple effects into other people's lives, impacts people, blesses people, empowers people, creates self-development, growth, significance, love, and connection. It's all about, so my business is a umbrella of all types of things. And we have legs. Like I still do addiction. I have a detox doctor. I have nurses. I have people. I have coaches that help people with addiction. I also am going to open it up an IOP. I do placement. I'm working on non-for-profits to help people in that place. But I also am passionate about speaking on stage because it's one to many. If my story helps one person, saves one family from the struggles and issues and traumas that they're going through, then every ounce of pain that I ever went through was all worth it. I don't go on stage for me. I go on stage to be a conduit for Christ, honestly. I want people to look at me and realize if he can do it, so can I. If a wretch like me can be saved, my life can be changed, then so can I. I want to be a lighthouse for other people that are struggling, other people that are hopeless, other people that don't believe in themselves. To be like, dude, if this guy can do it, because I was a hot mess. Still a hot mess sometimes. I'm not gonna fake it.
You're human.
Like
Yeah.
I'm sloppy. I run 1,000,000 miles an hour. I do it messy, but I take action, and I'm not afraid. I put on the full armor of God and say, let's go. I have to wake up every single day and get on my knees and pray for strength to get over my pain, to get over my issues, the things that hold me back, my flesh. Like I can't do it on my own. If God wasn't in my life, I would not be able to do it. I have a mission way bigger than me. Like my mission is to impact 100 million people. I can't do that on my own. I need God's help. I need my wife's help. I need a team's help. But it all starts with finance because finance is not the end goal. It's the tool and the resource to fund, to support all the dream and all the impact that I want to do. I want people to become their best self, become giving, become generous, become valuable, and be able to make it not about themselves. Because my life ain't about me. My life is literally spreading the good news of that no matter how imperfect you are perfectly designed to be you. God has a plan for you, and you may not be able to see it because you're not seeing it from a bird's eye view, because everybody looks at life through this little keyhole, but there's so many different perspectives. And everything that I ever went through, losing my leg, going through addiction, when I was in the moment, it sucked. But I didn't realize God had a bigger path for me. I didn't realize that there was a way bigger, like I'm looking at this hour of my life, there's another 50 years of growth and forging in the fire and failing my way fast and forward and learning the lessons and the wisdom and becoming better and growing. Like everything has two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
There's the pain and the struggle, and then the growth and the wisdom. And I always say every single day is a lesson and a blessing. I'm sure people have heard that a million times. It's not my quote,
Yeah.
but I live by that because either you're having a really good day and it's joyful and peaceful and pleasureful, or you're having a really miserable, hard day and you're growing and you're learning from it and you're becoming more resilient. And it makes the juice from the squeeze that much sweeter. I've worked with hedge fund babies that get everything handed to them and they're miserable because they never earned anything. If you haven't earned it, if you haven't went through the journey to get to that success, it sucks. The joy is never at the destination. The joy is embracing the journey and finding all of the little nuggets, all of the moments that were hard, but you overcame and you earned them. That's where all the fulfillment, all the joy in life comes from. My life is hard because it was designed that way, because my superpower is overcoming adversity. And that's why I named my book Winning Against All Odds, because I don't care what you put in front of me, I'm winning. I may not win the first time. I may not win the second time, the fifth time, the 100th time, but I'm never giving up, and I'm getting bigger and better and stronger every time I fall. And eventually, life is going to give up, man. Like, just give this guy the win. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he's not stopping.
Yeah.
I think everybody has it, and that's why I named my company True Warrior Success, because I truly believe when you're aligned with your vision and your goals and your purpose in him, you're unstoppable. Everybody has a true warrior inside, and it's my job to help unlock that. My job is to see yourself bigger than you are right now, because you are, because God looks at you in a way that you can never see yourself. I think God has a ideal version of you, and Ed Milet says this the best. He says, I think heaven is when you meet your ideal, perfect future self, and when you walk up to them, your job is to become as close as possible to the best version of you. Like, God's like, this is what I intended you to be, but I gave you free will. And you get to meet that person and see if you match up.
Damn.
So I'm trying to become the best person I can be, make the biggest impact I can, make my father proud, and make my wife proud, and make my family proud, and really be a figure of hope, a lighthouse for other people. So when they feel like their life is struggling and they want to give up, to let them know to keep on going and keep on moving. Because I believe everybody has an unlimited amount of potential and power, but you have to tap into it.
I just want to tell you, it's very hard to get me as silent as I've just been this entire time. I was mesmerized. Clearly you are a great speaker. And you believe in what you're doing, and you've practiced, and you've been like, you're I don't know the right words to say. I've never been this sucky on like.
You're not sucky. You're doing fantastic.
No,
we're doing this all by the cuff. None of this was rehearsed.
Yeah,
I had no idea
sure.
where we were heading. As you could see, we're swipping around,
Yeah,
taking left, rights, and circles.
I'm just so grateful that like, that I get to do this with you and have this conversation with you. Like,
yeah, I'm very grateful too. I've never got this deep into my passion of what I'm really trying to build before. It was always usually kind of had a end goal of whatever the interview wanted to, or what their podcast was about. So this has been a very freestyle podcast of really getting deep and authentic and vulnerable and where I want to go and who I am as a person. So I do appreciate.
Yeah, you literally shut me up. Like, I think you know me at this point, that I'm like really good at talking. I love talking, and like, I think so. One of the things that you said.
The best part yet.
What's the fucking best part?
how I met my wife and what we're building together,
Oh,
and my love story.
fine. Do that. Do
Okay,
that right
well,
now because we love Ashley.
yeah,
Go.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
it. Do
So-
it. Talk to me.
So when I was in New York and I was working and I was a transformational coach, recovery coach, interventionist, public speaker, I wrote my best-selling book. I got invited to a really upscale, invitation-only networking event called Secret Knock. And the reason why I got invited is because my mentor got invited, and she was trying to get to this event for 20 years. Now, the way that I got into it was kind of a scam. This guy scammed me. He got me into a $20,000 package because he was going to help me get my book into a movie. He was going to introduce me to all these Hollywood people. He was going to be
shit.
coaching and a mastermind. None of that really existed. He gave me a $20,000 watch. That was like the cheapest watch I ever put on. It broke in like 3 months. But the one thing that came from it is part of this package was a ticket to Secret Knock. And the only reason my mentor said she wanted to go is because there was a ticket to Secret Knock.
Got it.
He had a relationship with Greg Reed, who is phenomenal and runs this, wrote over 50 best-selling books, super, super powerful guy, knows a ton of people. So I went to the Secret Knock event. I was the smallest fish in the pond. I'm talking about millionaires and billionaires and people that invented Uggs and Priceline.com and smartest man in the world and celebrities. Busta Rhymes was there.
Jeez.
All kinds of really cool people. It was just, whoa. I walked in and I was like, I'm way out of my league. So I went there, and the second that I walked in, I seen this glowing, magnetic, vibrant woman about 70, 80 feet away across the room. And I lock eyes with her, and she's smiling, she's glowing. I didn't know what it was. It wasn't the beauty, it wasn't the looks, although she's very beautiful. It wasn't any of that. I see her across the room, and she's just glowing and magnetic, and it was never something that I ever felt magnetic to anyone before. And I seen her, and she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. She's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. And she never walks away. She never looks away. So I'm like, I'm not going to let her stare me down. Like, who does she think she is? I'm looking at her. And now we're looking at each other for like a logistic minute of staring at each other like this.
Yeah.
She's not looking away. I'm like, shit. Now I got to go
Talk
walk
to
up
her.
to this girl and talk to her. And I'm not the guy to walk up to any female. I'm not. That was never my style. It was always organic. Never approached anybody in bars or anything like that. But I'm like, I have to talk to this girl. So I walk up to her, and I'm like, hi, I'm Kevin. She's like, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm like, where are you from? She's like, California. She's like, where are you from? New York. So now we know we live on completely different coasts, but there's something about her. She's the head of the volunteers. I'm the most unimpressive person in the room. Don't even belong there. And we exchange information because she's working and I'm trying to network. But I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to get to know you a little better by the end of this event. She's like, yeah, I would love that. Once we moved away, she walks to her friend and she looks at her friend. She's like, I think I just met my husband. But don't quote me. We had a 30-second conversation. She's not one to say that. She says she thinks she met her husband. I walk away. I have like butterflies. I'm like, what is with this woman? I don't know why I am magnetically attracted to this woman. She just had a light to her and a magnetic, amazing aura about her. And throughout the whole event, I'm starting to get to talk to people. I'm making incredible contacts. People that I'm sitting with, people that are worth $100 million, $1 billion, and I'm in the
This is that same event?
Yeah, same event. And I'm having a conversation with these people, and they're loving me, and I'm having great. And I held my own, and I met some really great people, and like they thought I was worth something. I wasn't. I was just invited because I have a lot of skills and abilities, and I made a lot of people. But I would always see her walk across the room, and I'd see her followed by a bunch of dudes. I'm like, and she'd smile and wave. And she said that I was surrounded by a bunch of women, and they're like at my feet listening to me or whatever. But I don't know how true that was. So I'm trying to hang out with her. Every night I text her. I'd be like, hey, it was a long day. I'd love to come hang out and see what's going on. Total no game. Totally didn't work. She's like, yeah, I'm busy and everything. And the 3-day event ended, and I was very unhappy that I didn't get to hang out with her. And this was by design. She was like, I'm not hanging out with that kid. She's like, what, am I going to hook up with him and then never see him again? He lives in New York.
Yeah.
So I think I'm smart. I'm like, I'm going to extend my stay by 2 days so I can go on a date with this girl.
Okay.
So I extend my stay in San Diego. Never been to San Diego before. I text her. I call her. She doesn't answer. I text her. I'm like, hey, this is my first time in San Diego. I'd love for you to show me around. I'd love to find out what your favorite taco spot is because we're so close to Mexico. I'm sure they're amazing. And I bet you know the best spot. She's being so sweet. She's like, absolutely. I love that. And she texts me the GPS locations to her favorite taco spot. She's like, you should check it out. I'm like, well, I would love to have went with you, but okay, cool. So I'm like, wow, struck out once, struck out twice. My last day, I go to get the tacos that day. My last day, I'm like, it's my last day in town. I hear the beaches in San Diego are beautiful. Maybe you can show me. Or she's like, absolutely. I know the best beach. She sends me the GPS locations to La Jolla Beach. I'm like, this fucking girl. I'm like, oh man, she's playing hard to get. So now we exchange. I leave town. I invite her on my podcast, and she's never been on a podcast before. So she's a guest on my podcast, and we're doing a professional interview about how she became business partners with Marshall Falk and about how she teaches people how money works. And she has a financial education platform and brokerage to help people understand about money. So I'm interviewing her, but like I'm bamboozled and totally love struck, and I'm looking at her, and we're flirting professionally on this whole podcast. She's giggling, I'm da-da-da-da. I'm like totally doing it professional, but I'm flirting with her. As we looked back, it was her father was like, that guy's flirting with you. And then I spoke to her and 60 of her business partners and agents in her brokerage, and I spoke as an inspirational speaker. So like we went back and forth, and I'm liking her videos, and she would post exactly what I would like to post, but she's posting it. So I'm like, I love this. This girl's into self-development. She's a rock star, a leader. This went on for 2 years. Never got a date, never got to hang out with her, never happened. 2 years, fate, God, whatever you want to call it. Two of my best friends and I decide to open up a detox center in California. And the first thing that I do is like, I just want to let you know, I'm helping running a detox in California. I'm coming to get you.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I said, I'm coming to get you. Da-da-da-da. Just joking. And she's like, well, California's a big place. We're in California. She's still being catty. She's still playing hard to get. Dude, I'm like, Orange County, Laguna Hills. She's like, oh, that's about an hour from my house. I said, exactly. I'm coming to get you. I'm going to take you out on a date. She's like, we'll see. Ha, 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 ha. And the whole time, she's like, wow, I like this guy really a lot. But she's like, she's a woman of faith. She's a Christian girl. She's like, and at the time, she hasn't slept with anybody, nothing. She hasn't been on dates, 2 years. She's praying to God, and she's like, where's my husband? So I drive across the country to California. First day I get there, I promise my partners or my boss or whatever you want to call them that I will not date for 6 months to get this place up and running. The first day I get there, we jump on a Zoom and we're talking to each other face to face. And I'm like, she's like, I'm a whole wife. And I looked at her, I think you're my wife. She's like, maybe. I was like,
what?
Listen, I don't know why I just said that. I was like, but I have to meet you because that was weird. I never even thought about that about anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to meet. She's like, well, I was like, let's go on a date tonight. I'd love to meet you. She's like, well, tonight I got to give my friend their sweatshirt back. I'm like, that sounds weird. Send me your address. I'll pick you up in an hour.
It's a
She's
weird.
Like, ooh. She's like, wow, he takes charge. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I showed up to her house at nighttime. My car was immaculate. It's never immaculate. I went to the car wash to do it. That's the first thing she recognized. I picked her up. I said, I don't know where I am, but normally I take full charge of the date. I handle all the date I was like, but I don't want it to be crappy. Do me a favor, just pick the spot. I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
So she picks a really cute spot near the water. It's nighttime. I have no idea where I am. I'm just like hypnotized by her eyes and like beautiful, beautiful green eyes. I'm like, I don't know what it is about this woman. And we sit by the water and we talk for 8 hours, like sitting by the water, talking, having the deepest conversations you can have about kids, about beliefs, about where I want to go in this world, what I want to do, how I want to do it. I mean, we just knocked out the small talk and we got into the nitty gritty. Like what kind of parent you want to be, what kind of wife and husband you want to be, what are your beliefs, where do you want to go, da 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 da. Like we skipped the line and just went straight to the front and said, this is what it is. I asked her out to be my girlfriend that night. I'm like,
damn,
we're doing this. Within 2 weeks, I bought a ring. My family thought I was back on drugs. They were like, what's going on?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they're like, what kind of drugs are you taking? What's in the water in California? I don't know what's going on. I'm like, Ma, this is the one. She makes me want to be a better man. She calls me on my bullshit. She's very, very straight to the forward. She's super disciplined. She's just a rock star, a leader. And this woman just bows down to no man. And she's willing to submit to me because she believes in my leadership. And that was one of the greatest honors I ever had in my whole life because my wife is a boss. She makes grown men tremble in their boots.
Oh, I've seen.
But to me, she's like, yes, sir. You are my husband. I will definitely follow your lead. I believe in your leadership. I believe in your heart. I believe in your soul. She's like, you're the only man that I would ever marry. So I was pretty much help running a detox facility 60, 80 hours a week. I had no time to plan a proposal. So I went to her best friend and her mother, like the best friend and her sister, to help delegate these things. I told her best friend to get her to the place and trick her to going to the place. I had her sister do the whole Pinterest thing, the flowers, the will you marry me, the beauty, ritzy, sitsy stuff that women love. And it was gorgeous. And I have pictures and videos on my Instagram if you want to check it out. So they set it all up and we tricked her to get all decked out and dressed out. And we went there. And on Christmas Day, with 2 months into our relationship, I got down on one knee and I proposed to her in the San Diego Bay in front of the Midway, in front of a really famous statue. It's called the Kissing Statue.
Okay.
It's a famous picture that was taken from World War II where a sailor came home and kissed their sweetheart.
I've seen that, yeah.
I proposed right there with a heart of flowers, the will you marry me thing. She didn't know anything was going on because people were like gathering, taking pictures in front of the thing. And her sister's like, get off of my marry thing. That's mine. And she's trying to do it until finally she's seen her sister in the crowd. She's like, oh no, this is happening. And she starts crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? You're not a crier. She's like, do you know that this is where we had our first date? Nobody knew. Her sister didn't know. Her best friend didn't know. I didn't know. It just so happened coincidentally that I proposed to her the exact same place we had our first date because it was nighttime. I had no idea.
Okay.
I had no idea we were there.
And you didn't know the location.
I didn't know the
either,
location. Yeah. I'm just like, tell me where we're doing it. I'm going to do it. I've been working 80 hours. Just, I want to do this and help me make it look special.
Yeah.
And it just, what is it called? Not coincidence. Simpatico. What's it called? Serendipity.
Serendipity, yeah.
It was just like it happened that way. And the more of a coincidence is the kissing statue. The original picture was taken in New York, where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And the statue is in San Diego, where she's from.
That's
so
cute.
like there was so many God moments that I was like, this is just the one. I'm like, I couldn't have wrote this story any better.
Yeah.
Any better if I wrote it myself.
Yeah.
So there was just so many synchronistic moments of why she's the woman. And trust me, she tests me, man. She'll make sure that I stand up straight. She's my rib. She really is. She protects my heart. She protects my health. She protects me everywhere she goes. She is a fierce woman. But she also keeps my posture up straight. If I ever slip up, if I am ever not out of integrity or not doing the right thing, she checks me. She's like, this is not who you are, integrity. You should align yourself a little better. So she just makes me a better man. She can be difficult at times, but I love her because she tests me and she makes me step up my game, always have a spirit of excellence. And she sees my vision more clearer and more intuitively than I see it. She's very structured and systemized, and she'll say something 6 months before I'm ready for it. And I'll be like, no, I can't do that. I'm not ready for that. We don't have that. But she's already
Yeah,
seen.
that sucks because I know how that feels.
Yeah, she's already seeing 6 months down the road. So she has to like be patient until I step into that leader.
And then you're
I'm
like,
ready.
oh, you were right.
She's like, yeah, I know.
Like, I was
told
waiting
that
for
6
you.
months ago.
No, so she's like, it's cool. I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like-
She's like, I believe in you. I see that God speaks to me and he shows me these visuals and these visions for you and for us. She's like, but I
Damn.
have to let you lead and I have to let you step into that role and wait for you. She's like, I do appreciate you because I pump the brakes because I'm a little more realistic and she's a
Yeah.
visionary. And she's like, I really appreciate you because you pump the brakes when I'm going full steam and I'm allowing my professional life to take over me and harden me when you like help me become in my feminine and like let me have a softer life. You protect you make things worthwhile. You make things so I'm appreciative and the weight's not on my shoulder, it's in yours. So she's like, you're always pumping the brakes to let me sit back and enjoy life. She's like, and I started my business and I was in business with Marshall Falk and running a whole entire brokerage at 21. I had no childhood. I had no enjoying my life. I was all business 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. all day long. She's like, and
Yeah.
I was miserable. And you helped me enjoy life. And like, so we have this balance, you know, I think we complement.
I love her. She is, I'm grateful that she is that woman for you.
I forgot I even had a coffee.
No,
This is so good.
Well, one of the reasons why I'm grateful that I have a beverage sponsor is that I continue to
Can't wait
drink.
till I have a sponsor.
Yeah, you and me are gonna do some amazing things together.
Yeah, I want to do events. I really want to teach people how money works. I want to get them their finances so they could do their dreams of what they want to do. Nobody wakes up and says, I want to do finance. But make no mistakes, finance is a $78 trillion industry. You want to make money, be in the money industry and teach people how it works.
But at a certain point, everybody needs to understand how money works.
Yeah.
Just like how you were saying, like, oh yeah, no, she sees things and she like waits for you. So I see that in myself that like, why was I so dumb that I said I wouldn't look at finance like 3 or 4 years ago, and then now I'm at this point as a business owner. I have 2 businesses, and I'm like, why was I so stupid that I told myself I wouldn't look into that then? I should have been learning that 3 years ago. Now I have you in my life now, so I can learn that. But I'm saying like, how stupid was I that I was thinking that it would like why? And so now I like now I'm stepping into the person that I told myself I wasn't going to be back then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, Marshall Falk always says, he always laughs. He says the NFL stands for not for long because these young kids that never had money in their lives just because they can run a football get millions and millions of lives, millions and millions of dollars, and then their football career ends and they're spending it on chains and houses and going out and partying and it don't
And then
last.
they're broke.
There's also people that are in sales that make $1 million a year, but they don't put any of it away and they live this lavish life. And then when they stop, they have no money.
Yeah.
We help people create passive income. We help people create generational wealth. Money that's, when you learn how money works, you stop working for money and your money starts working for you.
Yeah.
And I thought I was a hotshot. I was making a ton of money as a speaker, as a coach in New York, making, money coaching because you make good money in coaching. So I had about $100,000 in the stock market. And I'm like, my finance friend, I had 2 finance friends, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. One told me,
Yeah.
one told me just invest conservatively, compound interest, Rule 72. You're going to make money if you just consistently put money in there and do it conservatively. I had another financial broker friend who did wealth management, but he liked to day trade and he liked to swing trade and he liked to work with options. And these things are very risky. And I like the excitement because I'm an adrenaline junkie and I went that way. And I really didn't know anything about money, but I'm smart. And I kind of figured it out and I kept winning. But the only reason I was winning because the market was going up. And then somebody introduced me to options where you can lose every single dollar like that.
Oh, shit.
And I was making $1,000 in 5 minutes in the morning by just guessing right and doing it right. So I got really, really ballsy and think I knew more than I knew. And I got really humbled
Did you lose a lot
I
of
lost
money?
$90,000 in 3 days. Gone. The Ides of March, I'll never forget. Man, I
I
was
need to
humbled.
close my mouth, but
I
that's
worked all year that
crazy.
year for free because,
Oh, you didn't tell me how much money, but you told me that you did
yeah,
like you had to work a whole
90
ass
grand I
year.
had to work
That's
all year.
oh, that hurts
because
me.
I was prideful. Um,
Gutsy in the wrong way, I
I was an
guess.
idiot. Yeah, I was just ballsy.
Ballsy.
I thought that I knew more than I did because
Mm.
I'm good at everything when I start because I can almost get through anything 80%. I don't have to prepare for things. I didn't prepare for this. I
Yeah,
didn't
no.
walk up. I didn't do, ow now, brown cow. Ow now, brown cow. Like, I didn't get,
I don't know what the fuck that
that's
was, but
speaking.
oh,
That's old. That's
oh,
Anchorman from,
oh,
it's
okay. I'm
Will
like,
Ferrell
okay,
doing his
oh,
voice.
to practice going on Anchor.
Unique New York unique. Like when they do.
Oh, there's like
voice.
30 of them.
Yeah, there's
and
a ton of them. Yeah,
yeah, but
I was just
dude,
making
okay, yeah,
a funny.
no, that was fucking
I love
crazy.
Anchorman. I love old Will Ferrell
Okay, well,
stuff.
no, sorry. Now that I know it's Anchorman, now I look stupid.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But yeah,
Wow.
so it's crazy how like I said, that's what I was talking about. When God sees everything from a bird's eye view, and you don't see the perspective. I lost $90,000 because it had to humble me, and I said and I vowed I would learn everything about money and how money works.
yeah, yeah.
There's
I
what is
mean,
it called? There's a foreshadowing here.
Yeah,
And then I met my wife, and she teaches people how money works. Duh.
yeah. And now both of you are the punchline is
Yeah.
tell me the punchline. So you two are now doing this
Yeah.
to help hundreds of thousands of millions of people,
Hundreds of millions of people.
hundreds of millions of people to learn how to use money to then utilize that as their vehicle to pursue their passion.
Yes.
And that is, I mean, that's a whole well-rounded fucking podcast right there. Jesus Christ.
Ultimately, we have a financial education platform where we teach people how money works, teach people how to save more money, make more money, pay less in taxes,
I mean, there you go.
and get out of debt. Who doesn't want to learn how to do those things? Everybody.
Well, and if they don't right now, they're gonna get there soon.
Yes. See,
Oh,
like, it's a
man.
no-brainer, and we do it for free. What most financial advisors charge up to 10 grand to do,
Yeah.
we do completely complimentary. We do a completely complimentary financial analysis to figure out what their financial independence number is, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah. Oh,
To
yeah.
figure
yeah.
out where they want to go, where they are, and creating a roadmap to get there, because it's different from anybody. If somebody's trying to sell you, if they say one size fits all, they're trying to sell you something. We don't try to sell anybody anything. We help people create a customized roadmap to get them from where they are to exactly where their dreams are. Because I can't tell you what your dreams are. I can't tell you how much money you
Yeah.
need every year to live, what house you want to build, if you want to do a college funding for your kids, send them to private school, retire your parents. Like, those are all questions you need to ask
Yeah.
to figure out how much money you need to do these things. And once you figure out all your goals and dreams, then we figure out how much money it takes to do that,
Yeah.
how much money you're going to need to live, how long of a retirement you want, how much money you want to leave your family. Do you want to create a trust and a generational wealth? Like, do you want to fix your credit? Do you have student loan forgiveness? Are you a doctor and you have $250,000 in loan? Well, I can help you get rid of all of that. $0 payment for that. I can help you fix your credit. I can help you get business funding. I can help you make more money, create a business with passive income. I can help you create the wealth. I can help you preserve the wealth. I can help you pay less in taxes or no money in
You know
taxes.
that all of this sounds too good to be true.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it depends
And
on.
I'm not just saying that.
yeah.
Like, it just sounds like.
Well,
and-
how do you think the rich stay rich? They
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
loopholes and things that you don't understand exist. They're out there.
yeah.
I like to help people pay as little amount of money in taxes to get as much money on their investments and get a return. And the number one rule of investing is don't lose your money. I can show you ways to get the upside of
Is
the
it?
market. Yeah. The
Like,
number one.
I
think
thought
about this.
you're. Oh, wait.
I'm gonna
don't-
put it
oh,
this
you
in
know what? You're
perspective.
right. I think.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is why the number rule is not lose your money. So if you have, I'm going to use very easy numbers, $1 million, and you had to get to $2 million. How much of a percent of investment is that from 100 million to 1 million to 2 million? That's 100% return,
Okay.
right?
Oh, because it's just doubling.
It's doubling.
Okay, so 100%. Okay.
But then if you were to go from 2 million,
Because I'm not the math person.
listen, that's
so-
100% return from 1 million to 2 million.
Okay.
But what if you lost 2 million and you're now at 1 million? That's only a 50% loss because you lost half.
The fuck are you talking about?
If you go from 1 to 2,
Okay.
it's 100%
Yeah,
because it takes 2 ones to get to 2.
but you were at 1.
But if you're at 2,
If you're at 2 and then you
if
went
you're
to
at 2 and you go to 1, you only lost half. That's 50% loss. So it's easier to lose money than to gain money.
Okay. Oh, okay. I mean,
So
yeah.
100% gain is only a 50% loss. So people don't realize that when you lose 10% and gain 10%, they're not the same. So the
No,
number,
clearly, because I didn't understand that at all.
yeah. So that's what people don't understand. It's way easier to lose money than to gain money. So the number one rule is to not lose money.
Huh.
The golden rule of investment is don't lose your money.
So, okay, because I don't want to
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
no. Well, I just want to ask a question, though. Is like, so if you, let's say you invest $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you make $200. And so,
That's a 20%.
but then you go back to $1,000.
Yeah.
So did you lose any money because you went back to $1,000?
No, you didn't lose any money, but when you look at the gains of your investment,
Yeah.
so $1,000 to a $200 gain is 20%.
Uh-huh.
But then if you lost that $200 is not a 20% loss. So when people look at their numbers,
Yeah.
when you lose, a percentage of losing is way more than a percentage of gaining.
Got it.
So if you're
I did not. I've never.
yeah, and
never
people don't
knew
know that. They're like, oh, they're like, I gained 10% last year, and then next year, like, I lost 10%. Well, I'm letting you know you're down.
Like,
you
no,
gain 10%.
you lost more than 10%.
Yeah, you
is what
lost
you're
money.
saying.
Exactly. It's way easier to lose money than to gain money.
Yeah, I need your help then because
Yeah.
and
And then also, taxes is losing money. They don't realize, taxes. I made $1 million in my 401k, but I have to pay taxes. Okay, so you don't have $1 million. You have $600,000, $660,000, depending on your.
wait, what?
When you get money and you put it in an investment,
Yeah.
you didn't make that money. You need to pay taxes on it. So when you make $1 million, you probably have to pay 30, 40% in taxes, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So you didn't make $1 million. You made 600,000.
There's so much.
So people have I have $2 million in my time.
Like, no, you don't. You have 500,000.
Yeah, you have about half.
Oh
but
my
if you know
God.
how to avoid taxes, you have all of your money.
Got it.
And that's why the rich
Stay.
find ways to not pay
Fucking
taxes. Amazon makes hundreds of billions of dollars, but they don't pay taxes.
And I guess this is the last thing that I'll say about this is that like people, including me at 4 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, I was mad at those people for not paying taxes, for not like contributing or whatever you want to call it. But now as I am stepping into being this business and helping and contributing to the world and all those things, now I'm stepping into the understanding that like, oh, that it's a game.
It's a game.
And you can I don't know how do you
can
can
use
navigate
debt.
this game.
Use your debt. People don't understand. Debt is good because debt is not taxed. Being a business
There's
owner,
so much.
if you have a business, if you have a W-2 job and you work a job and you get paid by a company, just opening up a business in a proper business can give you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax write-offs. You write off your car, your phone, your travel. You go like you don't understand. The business is a game. Most people suck at it.
Yeah,
But
which is so funny because like I actually commend people who have a job. Like sometimes I don't want to have this business. Not even just now I have two business. I don't want this sometimes.
People think you
know
got
what
a
I mean?
business, you get to make your own schedule. No, you're working all the time
And so-
until you build it.
And so yeah, exactly. And so so sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I wish I didn't have this. I wish I could just clock in and clock out. So that way I don't have to like think about this 27 hours a day. Like and
Why
so
95% of business owners fail.
but hell yeah. But well that just better for us. But then at the same time, like if you do decide to just do a job, God, my throat just cracked right there. If you decide to just have a job, which is totally fine, then you can still open a business like what you're saying, and then you can still have these tax write-offs and other things like. And nobody ever taught me that.
Yeah. I help people
Anyway.
open up businesses to create supplemental income in their part-time or their cracks of their schedule. If they don't make a single dollar, they still get the tax write-offs. But I help people build businesses in an hour or 2 hours a day or in the cracks of their schedule or when they can, because you have the flexibility to keep your job. But I implore everyone, open up a business. Have it. Just for the tax write-offs. And then also find a business that can give you some kind of passive income or income that you don't have to work so hard for. Because my biggest takeaway in life is I think the biggest ripoff is trading your time for money. Because you only get a certain amount of time and you can make an unlimited amount of money. So I hate the idea of somebody telling me what an hour of my life is worth.
Yes. Now, remember what I just said though.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
So I always want to put context to that.
Yes.
Because you're way fucking different than somebody who is is not an A, but it could be is a B or a C. And and here, this is the example that I have is that like my girlfriend, we have had this conversation before. She is so fucking smart. Optometry clinic, do like eye shit, just all stuff that
I don't
doesn't
even know
make
what
any
she does.
fucking sense.
Can't even explain it.
Eye doctor, basically, right? So
Yeah.
just like very fucking smart. Like you have to know all of this shit to like deal with all of anyway. I could not.
Yeah.
But we've had this conversation about business where I'm like, dude, if you can do that in less than like 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and like most people take like, and they suck at those doctors suck at that, and she's good, way better than all of them, and being asked to like go talk and do, all these, whatever. You should be co-owning my business with me. Like we should do this together. And what she told me, she's like, no, I am not, I've learned through the years that I am not this person. I cannot take the risk the way that you can take the risk.
Yeah.
And that part right there, it helped me to understand that like some people are okay with being B or C.
Yeah.
And that's why I know where I am, and that's why I know where you are, where you're okay. and Ashley is obviously an A, but like some people are okay with being vice president or CFO or whatever.
Well, that's why I love what I do, because I teach people how money works. I want to help you design your dream life. If you want to go work your job, okay, awesome. Let me help you put money away so your money works. You don't even have to open up a business.
Yeah.
Your money will be your business for you.
Yeah, and that's what I want everybody
Yes.
to get
And
away
then
from.
you can create a life of your dreams, but you have to sit down with somebody that can help you strategize and look at and put out the exact pathway and the roadmap on getting you from where you are to where you want to go. I love that I've been a transformational coach and recovery coach for over 11 years because I get to implement that in people's finances and help create a vision of their life and help them see 10, 20, 30 years into the future of what they want to build.
That's such a different perspective than most people in the financial landscape. I'm just realizing that now that like, wow, you literally bring like a whole different perspective to building somebody's like dream.
Yeah, because it's not about me, it's about you.
Yeah.
It's like I learned from coaching, active listening. You learn way more from listening than from speaking.
Hell yeah.
You know, these financial advisors, they tell you, I'm the man. Guess I'm awesome. I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, tell me what you need to do and let me help you build that. Because you know your life better than me. You are the expert of your life. I want to know more about you. What do you want to do? Let me help you become the best you can be.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to tell you who you are if it's not aligned with who you are and what you want to do, where there's going to be so much friction, so much issues here. Tell me who you are, where you want to go, what you want to do, and let me help you get there.
God, your voice. All right. Let's end it here because I just heard the text, but
That's my life.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, thank you, literally so fucking much. This was amazing, and I honestly I can't wait to do it again. Thank you for letting me like, you know, do all of this with you and. You know, here's the last thing. I'm so happy about this that I don't even know how to end this freaking podcast. The way to end the podcast is, can you please look at the camera and tell them where they can find you, and book where they can find you, and then I guess the last thing is, you said a lot of really good fucking things in this podcast. What is you might have said it already. What is one thing that you want to leave the audience with?
One thing?
Yeah, like imagine, and I heard this too, but imagine you're walking into the Colosseum right before, call it gladiator times, whatever you want. You're walking into the Colosseum, and you have one thing to say to everybody in the Colosseum.
Well, this is controversial. However, I'm really passionate about it, and I learned this from my years and years of studying and all the things that I went through. As humans, we are designed to worship. If you worship anything of this world, you'll never have enough of it. If you worship and idolize money, you'll never have enough money. If you worship and idolize being good looking or popular or awesome, you'll never feel good enough. Everything of this world is finite. And as humans, as designed, we are designed to worship. So if you worship anything of this world, you'll never, ever feel like you have enough. And that's why having a relationship with God or with your higher power, having that spiritual walk and having the access to the infinite is the most fulfilling joy that you'll ever have. I was an addict. I had a hole this big, and I was stuffing it with pleasures of this world. Once I found the joy and the peace of connecting with my higher self, with my purpose, with God, with all these things, being a conduit for that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I have a joy and a peace that nobody can take away. And once you find your purpose, you're unstoppable. You'll be able to do anything. I love to connect with people. I always want to find a way to add value to every person I meet. I think even the worst person has something awesome about themselves. And I like to lean in to what's awesome about people because people are great. You can find me on Instagram at the Kevin J. Parker. Yeah. You can also email me at truewarriorsuccess@gmail.com.
And TikTok. Tell them TikTok.
I don't remember my TikTok.
It's true. I'm pretty
Is it
sure
True Warrior Success?
It's either True Warrior Success or the Kevin J.
Parker. It's either at True Warrior Success or the Kevin J. Parker.
It's because I yelled at him to change his name on them, so that way people can find him.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with putting your business, but put that in the bio, and then and have people find you in the username. Anyway, I mean that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
Kevin J. Parker.
At the Kevin J. Parker for Instagram and I think TikTok. You can also find me on Facebook at Kevin J. Parker. And you can find my book on Amazon. It's called Winning Against All Odds. That's the title. Subtitle, Discovering the True Warrior Within by Kevin Parker. It's on Amazon on paperback, Kindle, and Audible for those who don't like to read or are on the go. I'm looking to eventually doing a documentary for people that don't like to read or listen to books. But I'm really here just to connect with people. I'm so grateful that I got this opportunity to be on your podcast. It's an honor. It's a privilege. I'm really grateful. Anytime I get to spend any time with you, I think you're awesome. I think your heart's in the right place, and I'm really just grateful anytime I can collaborate with you.
Dude, again, this was great. And I've never been shut up this much ever in my life. So again, thank you. And my laptop shut off, so I'm gonna have to go over there and shut off everything. But we're good. This was amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's still gonna keep going, but
Yeah.
wow. That.
I just had to take that off my ears because my ears.
Oh, for sure. Oh, dude. Yeah, me too. It's those are the new headphones.
Yeah.
You could tell they're new because I haven't.
Yeah, you gotta break them in. You gotta.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. How do I even turn all this on?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.